Hello everyone, come on in, Sis Belle, and I'll teach you how to make broccoli casserole. You know, I never did like broccoli much at all when I was growing up, and then when I became an adult and I started eating more, because I was 98 pounds when I got married, and I was a picky eater, and then I soon learned all this good country stuff was real good. I think it's just that your habits change, and you get tired of the same old thing that you were eating all the time. So anyway, this was one of my first time I tried it. I loved it. I wouldn't have thought I would have, but it's so good. And it's got cream of, you can put either. You can put cream of celery, you can put cream of mushroom, whichever kind of soup in it you want to, but it's just a frozen broccoli and chopped up, and then, you know, you put some cheese on top, and you put some, put a little, I think, mayonnaise in it, I believe. Now, if not, I'm going to edit that out. But anyway, I'll get the ingredients together, and I hope that everybody enjoys this one, because this is a good one, especially if you've not tried broccoli and you really don't like broccoli. Give this a taste and see what you think, because now I do like it. It's and I didn't like broccoli until I started eating broccoli casserole, and it's so good, and you're going to enjoy it. And it's one of those other meals that I make a lot that everybody wants every time I turn around. Did you make so-and-so? Did you make that, or did you make that? So come on in here and we'll get started, and I'll show you how easy it is too. Okay, now ingredients for broccoli casserole is you gotta have half a cup of onion, so it's about a half an onion. You gotta have some cream of celery. You could also have some cream of mushroom if you wanted to. Soup, no, put no water in it, you don't have to do that. And you're supposed to have breadcrumbs. So here we go. I've got a little bit of panko, which will give it a little bit of a texture I want, with my toast that I have toasted. Used in the toaster to brown good, because I'm gonna crumble it up and make my own breadcrumbs, because that'll go on top with your cheddar cheese. And then you gotta have you some mayonnaise. I ain't never seen no McCormick's mayonnaise before. Bought it. It's good. A little more, tastes more like the old-timey mayonnaise you used to have. A little bit like JFG. Salt and pepper. Gotta have an egg in it. And you gotta have some broccoli cut up. Now the broccoli might be too much, because I usually just buy a little, you know, one of the little frozen boxes. But they didn't have none of that, so I bought that instead. So I might not need that much. Probably won't matter though. I can probably put that whole thing in it, and it'll all still be good too. So I think that's all the ingredients. Of course, my cheddar cheese, when I get done with it too, hitting the bread goes on top. And I forgot, I gotta melt me half a stick of butter, because I pour that on before I ever put the bread and the cheese on top. Just goes through and through, and it just makes it delicious. So I'm gonna get it all together, and then we'll put it in the oven. It takes, I want to think, maybe 45 minutes to get it done. I'll make sure and tell you here in a minute. I should check my recipe. Wait a minute, my recipe's close by, 40 to 50 minutes. So that's what it takes to get it done, you know, and your cheese melted good. And let me tell you while I'm at it, let's see what it says. Yes, you do go ahead and you put your cheese, after you get it mixed, you put your cheese and your bread on top. I like to put my bread and then put my cheese on top of that. And then you'll put the butter, drizzle that over top of that. And then you don't cover it up. You don't cover it up. So that's super simple. It's all done. Then when you get done, it's done. So that's good. So anyway, let me get it together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything that's got to go into the main part of it, I've got in my bowl here, and I'm gonna stir up. And then, let me make sure, yep, that's everything. That is broccoli and celery soup, onion, mayonnaise and salt and pepper. And I did say egg, I reckon. But anyway, we're gonna mix it up. Then I'm gonna put it in my casserole dish. And I did spray it with Pam because it did say to grease your pan. And I just sprayed Pam on it because, I mean, really, unless you just burnt this, I mean, how bad's it gonna stick, you know? So anyway, that's what you do right now. I mean, all of that stuff is, you know, it's super simple to do. And anybody could make it, you know. It tastes real good if you had some fresh broccoli. You know, you could do that. That would be good. But since we don't, well, and it won't be as good as if it was fresh. The recipe don't call for fresh anyways. So, hers out of place. What am I gonna do about that? It's okay. It don't call for fresh anyways. So there we go. So, okay. Got all that mixed up. I've got my casserole dish here. Hoping for the best. I'm gonna give it another stir or two. Because we want to make sure it's all mixed up in all of its goodness. We'll make sure that egg's mixed up good. I don't know why they want an egg in it, really. Might be to help hold it together, I suppose. So, let's look at that. Now, in a minute, I'll have to put my bread and my cheese on top and my melted butter over that. And that'll be wonderful. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay. Here we go. You see? Already. It already looks good. So, give me a minute. We'll get that on there. And it won't be long till I can eat. Anyway, I got my crumbled up bread. I toasted real good. Now, see, breadcrumbs would be even better than that. See? I mean, that would just make it a lot better, really. But I didn't have any, and I forgot it at the grocery store. So, now, I'm always one to overdo it with cheese and bread too, but I just like the flavor of it. My family likes the flavor of having a lot of the bread and a lot of cheese. So here's my bread. Well, I'm just getting mostly the crumbs. I think I'm gonna lay some of that panko on top too, for good measure, you know. So we'll just do a little of this. Oh yeah, that's a looking good right there. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this before I put the cheese on it. You see? That's gonna be good. Now we do, yeah. No, we don't. Cover it up. Okay. Now my cheese, cheddar cheese. And you know I like to lay the cheese to it, because ain't nothing like a dish with some good old cheese on it. And I'm talking the real stuff. It's stuff it's just pretend cheese. That's probably about one ingredient away from plastic too. I don't know that. But yes, this whole pack of sharp cheddar cheese will go on top. Drizzle that all over it. Boy, you know that's gonna make a good flavor right there. Cause I use butter. I don't use margarine most of the time. I mean, I have. I used to all the time. Just in the last few years, got used to using butter. Found out it's just about as good as one thing or the other. Really better for me probably than margarine, cause margarine they say is one ingredient away from plastic. Now if that's true, I don't know. But I really don't like the thoughts of eating plastic. So, I know butter, it comes from a cow, so I know that. So, it's gotta be better for you if it's got more calories. It's gotta be healthier. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven. It says 300, I'll probably put it on 325. I'm always different. Gotta do what you gotta do. And then it'll bake at about 30, 40, 50 minutes. It will be ready. And then I'll get to do that good old taste test. Okay, here we go. Got something else good. There. Now that looks sort of like my inside out stuff from the top, don't it? My inside out green peppers, but no. This is my broccoli casserole. Remember, it's got some breadcrumbs up and under it, and then it's got its cheese. That's Kraft cheese. It looks a little dry. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, I'm gonna get me a piece out of here. And, ooh, it's hot. And I knew it would be. I have to be careful with it too. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna let that cool just a second while I show you the inside of this now. You see? You see how good that is? I mean, I love it. I don't know what everybody else likes, but that kind of thing is something that fills you up and satisfies you. It's not like fast food. And though it's easy to make, it's still not like fast food. And it's just very satisfying. So, you know, every now and then I like to eat out, but I'm telling you, eating out gets old. And so sometimes then I gotta come back home and I gotta have either some soup, beans, and cornbread, or I gotta have something like this, and some vegetables and some good bread, and good meat. I just love it. Yeah, I know why my cheese is like this, where I didn't have bread crumbs you buy in the store, and I had my own toast that I made, and that must have made some kind of little difference. Anyway, bring this up close to you, show you how delicious it looks. Look at that heat. So I've got to blow this because I'm gonna have a scorched tongue again, and you know I don't like scorched tongues because I like to eat too good, and you can't taste good when you got a tongue is burnt. It just is very not satisfying at all. So we'll blow this. Then I'm gonna give it a go. Yeah, broccoli casserole never disappoints me, or mine don't anyway, I'm sure. I've had other people's sometimes that wasn't quite what I was hoping for, because I'd say, oh boy, broccoli casserole, and then I'd get it and I'd go, it was not mine. So anyway, if you want a good recipe, that's a good recipe. And everybody come back and see me. I enjoy doing these cooking videos for you. I love to bake and cook. I wish somebody come and clean my dishes up for me afterwards. I don't like the mess. That's not one thing I never did like to do the dishes and do the kitchen, but you know, that's part of it. When you're gonna bake and cook, you gotta clean it up. So come back. I'm Country Sherry at Country Sherry 23, and I'll talk to y'all later.